Hello everyone, welcome into the New Orleans Saints training camp show on CST. I'm Caroline Gonzalez, joined by my co-host John DeShazier, who is at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center. I am not, I am at home, so we are bringing things to you a little bit differently. We have a little bit different of a setup, of course, because we are in a global pandemic, but that does not stop our coverage of the New Orleans Saints. So, out to John DeShazier. JD, it was the first day of padded practice. Things look a little bit different for the Saints this year. It was just a 90-minute practice, but can you talk a little bit about your immediate observations of the Saints?
Well, first off, love you, wish you were here. They get into the padded practices, and generally, the first day in padded practice, everything ramps up a little bit. The tempo picks up a little bit. The physicality picks up. And that's what we saw here at Saints camp today. You saw the offense and defense kind of getting after one another. I thought for the balance of it, I thought the defense had the better day of the two units. I thought they really had some good day in coverage. We saw a couple of turnovers forced. So, again, defensively, that's what stood out for me in this first padded practice. But again, once you put those pads on, everything seems to juice up a little bit.
Sean Payton and a few players spoke today about the first padded practice for the Saints.
Look, it was an hour and a half. I thought we got a lot done in a short period of time. Overall, I'm pleased with the conditioning level of these guys for the most part. And we'll look at the film and seems like we've been going here for a while. Today obviously changed with the pads, and from a period standpoint, we worked on a few different things, but overall I was pleased.
It's different, obviously today was short, it's this ramp up, so I think it was 90 minutes on the field today, which is pretty brief for a training camp practice. But again, just trying to maximize the reps, make the most of it, create a sense of urgency with everything we do so we can maximize the reps.
Oh, it was great. Obviously, just having the opportunity to put on the pads again and be able to hit each other and build some kind of chemistry out there today. The energy was great. I mean, the pads was flying around. It was a great setting for everybody to enjoy. Offense made great plays, defense made great plays, so it was very competitive, and we look forward to just keep working and getting better.
A bigger storyline going into this year's camp is that center position and that center battle. Obviously, the Saints drafted Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan this year, and we know that rookie center McCoy took over that position last year for the Saints after Max Unger retired. He did an excellent job, but now the training camp storyline is the battle between the center position of Erik McCoy and Cesar Ruiz. JD, what did you see out of those two today?
Well, we saw Erik McCoy get the reps, and that really makes sense, Caroline, because he started last year when we were talking about an abbreviated offseason. So the chemistry between the center and the quarterback is extremely crucial in the NFL, in any level of football. So you probably want right now for the guy who's got the most experience out there. Now, look, the Saints drafted Cesar Ruiz to play. They probably drafted him to play center. I just don't know if it's going to be this year. Now, he's going to get reps, and that's what's been said by Coach Sean Payton, that he will get reps at the center position during this training camp. But there's a lot of learning involved in there. And again, I mentioned the chemistry was developed last year between Erik McCoy, second-round pick, but he was the highest pick for the Saints last year, to plug in that spot. And so he already has that chemistry with Drew Brees, and Cesar Ruiz has to develop it. So we'll see how that goes as training camp develops. But right now, it's Erik McCoy who's taking the snaps with the ones.
Well, we heard from quarterback Drew Brees earlier today, who spoke about that battle at the center position.
We've had a lot of reps just with walkthroughs to practice, etc. So, those guys have been working in, rotating. We're mixing and matching quite a bit right now just to see what might end up being, the final lineup. But at the end of the day, I think all those guys know that we can mix and match a little bit. I think that's the versatility that we have at that position, especially with our center guards. All of them have played center or guard.
All right, don't go anywhere. Coming up on CST, your training camp show for the New Orleans Saints, we'll be talking about the free agent acquisitions that the Saints have brought in this offseason. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Saints training camp show on CST. Welcome back into the New Orleans Saints training camp show right here on CST. I'm Caroline Gonzalez, joined by John DeShazier there at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center. JD, a lot of free agent acquisitions for the Saints this year. One of those acquisitions was wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders from the 49ers. What did you see out of Emmanuel today?
Yeah, I think you can say one of the bigger acquisitions would be Emmanuel Sanders for the production he's had in his NFL career. Out of practice today, he was interesting in the one-on-one drill against Jack Rabbit Jenkins. Jack Rabbit jumped him on a route first and almost intercepted, and then the second route, Emmanuel Sanders, a wily veteran, got extremely physical with Jack Rabbit, kind of muscled him away before he made the catch. So he's that type of player who understands how to adjust and how to make things work in his favor.
All right, let's go ahead and hear from the new Saints wide receiver.
I knew where I wanted to go. It was either here or back to San Francisco. And really, I wanted to come here to play in a pass happy offense. And so, my agent reached out, and Mickey got involved and started playing with the numbers, and we made it happen. And so, I was excited about the whole process of it. And now that I got out here, I didn't know too much about New Orleans, the city, and being in Denver, but getting out here and seeing the environment and the city, man, this is a pretty cool place to live, and I've been enjoying my time out here.
Well, we all know Drew Brees likes to get to know his wide receivers before getting on the field with them. So Drew Brees took the trip out to Colorado to get some reps in with Emmanuel Sanders. Let's go ahead and hear from Drew Brees.
He's a pro. I think that's what you recognize with these veteran receivers. I recognize it with Ted Ginn when he came in 3 years ago. There's just a veteran presence, a mature nature, and just a way that he goes about his work and his business, and his preparation and his attention to detail, and just a lot of little things just begin to pop up, and you realize why he's been able to play at such a high level for so long. I'm really excited to have Emmanuel. I think he's going to add a great element to what we do. He's another weapon. He's got a great skill set, and I feel like every day we're just continuing to get on the same page and work through the nuances of this offense and this system so that we're speaking the same language out there.
The Saints brought in some championship talent in the linebacker group. Linebacker Nigel Bradham joined the squad. JD, what did you see out of Nigel today?
Well, again, he's getting acclimated to what the Saints like to do defensively and on special teams, but he's a good addition because he's got championship timber in him. He was a member of the Philadelphia Eagles team that won the Super Bowl, so he understands what it means to play with championship caliber players.
It's been great, man. Obviously, it's a great organization, organization that knows how to win and knows how to compete and put themselves in position to be in great situations late in the year. So anytime you get an opportunity to join a situation like that, you're extremely blessed, which I'm fortunate to be, and obviously happy to be here and enjoy a new city. Obviously, a lot of new teammates, getting to know them, and just trying to fit in, man, and do my thing.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on CST with your New Orleans Saints training camp show. Welcome back to the Saints Training Camp show right here on CST. I'm Caroline Gonzalez, joined by John DeShazier there at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center with day one of Saints Training Camp. JD, a lot of things to keep our eyes on, but namely the rookies that have come in for the Saints. Tommy Stevens came in at the quarterback position for the Saints, but now we're learning is taking some reps at the tight end position.
Well, he's an intriguing prospect. I mean, if he's going to play quarterback, he's going to be fourth on the depth chart behind Drew Brees and behind Taysom Hill and behind Jameis Winston. So he wouldn't be active on game days. However, he's got the physical abilities to be able to help out in other positions, whether it be special teams or whether it be tight end. He's wearing number 85, so that's with the tight ends. We've seen him make some athletic plays. He has the ability to adapt to that position. Now, he's going to have to learn his angles. He's going to have to learn how to block. He's got to learn all the nuances of it because he hadn't done it full time, but he has the ability to be able to do that. And he can take over that spot because Taysom Hill probably won't be playing that position this year. Taysom Hill, we know, was valuable at that position last year, almost invaluable. The Saints only kept two tight ends on the active roster, Jared Cook and Josh Hill, and they made Taysom Hill their third tight end. So if Tommy Stevens is going to be on the 53-man game day roster, it's probably going to be at tight end.
And Drew Brees spoke earlier today about how much Tommy Stevens was willing to learn, which we all know is huge in this game. Let's go ahead and hear from quarterback Drew Brees.
Man, Tommy's been great. Talk about a guy who's just been willing to do, whatever we're asking him to do. And I think the vision for him coming in was, that obviously he was a quarterback, but man, we could put him in this Taysom Hill kind of role, you know, where he's such a big, strong, good athlete that he could provide this dimension maybe at the tight end position or this F position. I've been impressed mostly just with his desire to do whatever it takes to help the team, to get on the field, and to develop as a player.
All right, JD, since you were out there on the field at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center, what can you tell me? What was your favorite play that you saw out there from the Saints?
Well, I'll give you two, and I'll give you the player, and that's defensive back P.J. Williams. A lot of people like to call him cornerback, but we saw last season that he's capable of playing safety. And in back-to-back plays, he caused a fumble that a teammate recovered on defense, and then he intercepted a tipped pass by a teammate. So a lot of good things can happen when you've got P.J. Williams on the field, and we saw two of them at training camp today.
All right, JD, you will be our eyes and ears there at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center as you stand on the sidelines and look pretty and try not to sweat too much. All right, that will do it for today's training camp show. We will have an off day on Tuesday. We will bring everything back to you on Wednesday with continued coverage of your New Orleans Saints. I'm Caroline Gonzalez for John DeShazier. Thanks for joining us on CST for your New Orleans Saints training camp show.